What's up, Libra? Welcome to your December 2019 reading. Before I say anything else, I would just really like to apologize. I totally flubbed and dropped the ball when it comes to you guys' November readings. You guys, Virgo and Leo, all missed out. My November got really hectic, really crazy, and yeah, it just kind of is what it is. I feel so bad. I'm so sorry. For that reason, I will be offering a bonus reading, which I will have roll out to you guys as soon as I'm done with all the general readings this month. If you guys could do me a solid and in the comments below write whether you would like this to be a career and money focus or a love focus, that would help me out a lot because I want to give you guys what you want. So make sure you write in the comments what kind of reading you would like as your bonus reading, and I will roll those out to you guys as soon as I can, okay? Thank you for coming to the channel. My name is Danny. If you're new, if you are returning, what's up? So this is going to be general reading. Of course, it can work for your sun, moon, rising, or Venus. If it does not resonate with you, then definitely check out your moon, your rising, and your Venus signs. You might get added messages, a clear understanding, or just be able to kind of paint the whole picture with the few readings, okay? Thank you to all of you guys who are here. All of you guys who reach out for personal readings, thank you so much. I love doing those for you. If you're interested in a personal reading, definitely email me at shesvibeytarot@gmail.com. You can look in my About tab where I've got all my menu of services and pricing beforehand, and that will like save us a lot of time so we don't have to do so much back and forth, and then I can get the ball rolling for you guys immediately, okay? Let's get into this. So December for Libras feels very spiritual. It's going to be, you know, December is a very social time for a lot of people because we've got the holidays and a lot of like family and friends coming together. But this might be a good time too for a lot of you guys to really seek out those times of solitude whenever you're feeling a little overwhelmed or a little confused, because I do feel like you guys are feeling very deep and really trying to dive deeper. You got the whale as your spirit animal. And I love the whale, right? Because the whale is, the whale has the ability to delve deep, right? Into the emotions, into, you know, the deep waters. Water is emotion, right? So the whales are the deep divers. And it really kind of speaks to a more feminine energy. It talks about, you know, ancient wisdom and like kind of having that inner peace. There's also emphasis on communication. I feel like for many of you, you may feel like, don't be surprised if somewhere in the middle of the month or, you know, beginning, whatever, you're kind of seeking answers because maybe whether there's like job opportunities that you're looking for, or let's say different relationships you have, whether they're intimate or like with your family, maybe you're not getting all the answers that you want, or if things are seeming distant, like you can't really read it, that might be a thing that is popping up this month, because you guys are definitely really focused on finding some answers. But I do want you to, you know, remember to turn to your intuition. You do have the High Priestess here, so that's always a really good sign of remembering, like, remember that you know what you know, right? Not second guessing so much. But you do have the Hierophant here, and having both of those cards here, it's really big on your spirituality. That's really big on, you know, even just changing your perspective on certain things. And some of you guys might be falling into newness, whether it's relationships or whether it's new communities, new friends, new jobs. But there's definitely this need to dive a little deeper. You guys do have the Nine of Wands as your bottom of the deck card. So this is like the unseen energy. There's that little bit of apprehension, a little bit of that fear going forward. It really feels to me like you guys have spotted something that you really, really like, really, really want, really, really see yourself having. But there's almost like this second guessing that's going on in your mind. Again, whenever you are feeling like that, just get really deep rooted, really get grounded, whatever it, you know, whatever it takes for you to feel grounded. Really take those moments this month so that you're not feeling like you're kind of all over the place. Okay. Yeah. So you guys start out with Queen of Wands, Hierophant card, and the Seven of Pentacles. So we've got fire energy and 2 earth energies, okay? Again, this is a big month about grounding. I think with this Queen of Wands, you guys definitely have your eyes set on something, whether it's someone, a job, whatever situation it is, right? Queen of Wands, she is very charismatic. She's very fun. She's very, attractive, and she's a go-getter, right? She doesn't just kind of sit back and let life happen to her. She goes out and gets life. And I do feel like you guys have, you know, have your eyes set on something that you are really interested in. Like, look at how the Queen of Wands is staring at the Hierophant card. So this Hierophant card can represent relationships. It can represent new job opportunities. It can represent new, like, friend circles, that type of thing. But definitely, I feel like a lot of you guys have had your eyes set on something. For a lot of you guys, this does feel like relationship. I'm looking at this Queen of Wands. I'm paying a lot of attention to the cat. And, you know, I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it on your videos, but the Queen of Wands, she's a very sexual queen too, right? She's the only queen that is facing forward with her legs spread apart. So there's a lot of a big sexual nature. But I feel like this is you guys really being in your power and feeling very strong and seeing what you guys want. Now remember, that Queen of Wands kind of sits in the past position. It can be happening right now, but you guys have definitely found something that you've got your eyes set on, something that appeals to you. And I think you guys are really kind of in that place of trying to figure out how to get it, how to connect to it. Whether this is, again, signing a contract for a new job, whether it's committing to a new relationship. And for many of you, it's just about kind of delving deeper in your own spirituality. I think that's going to be very helpful for you guys this month. Yeah, some of you guys may be dealing with the Taurus. Some of you guys may be dealing with a fire sign individual, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. But with the Seven of Pentacles, what I do like is you guys are working hard at something. There's something, so it's almost like this is the timeline that I'm filling it in. It's like you see something you like, you see something you want to go after, you're figuring out all the ways that you can connect to this thing or, you know, put yourself in the right position. And it's something that you're working towards. Now, Seven of Pentacles is all about, well, Pentacles are all about tangible things, usually money, right? So this could definitely have to do with the job and like you guys building, you know, your money, building your reputation, all of that. But whatever it is, it's about you guys really planting seeds. Okay, so Queen of Wands is being clarified by the Four of Pentacles. I feel like you guys see something that you want, but there is this little bit of apprehension of holding back, right? The Four of Pentacles, she's very guarded. And fours in tarots, like, there's not much action going on. There's nothing happening. It's almost like a comfort zone. So for many of you guys, if this has to do with like a relationship, I feel like you guys are holding back because it could be that you're feeling like you don't know where the other person is at. We do have the Seven of Swords that's sitting in your environment, which we'll get into that in just a moment. But it almost feels like you feel like this person might be holding back. So in a way, you're starting to hold back. Now you got the Devil card that came out with the Hierophant card. Now you guys could be dealing with a Capricorn person. But for most of you, what this actually feels like, especially with the Ace of Pentacles being at the bottom, I feel like this is advice to you guys to really set new standards and new goals for yourselves. There may be some habits that, Libra, you have that in the long run for what you want, it's not going to work. So for a lot of you guys, I feel like this might be dropping vices, whether you drink a lot, smoke a lot, you know, bad patterns in your head, that type of thing. A lot of you guys might be at a place also where you're questioning your spirituality, right? Because we do have the Devil card that's clarifying the Hierophant card. And a lot of you guys might be kind of going against the grain of what it is you've always known to be true or what you've kind of brought up believing in terms of religion or even in terms of relationships. So this could be something that's kind of different from what you know, right? But the Devil represents power, what has power over you, right? And I think you guys are really kind of in this place where, I don't know, I feel like you're trying to take your power back because I feel like you can't read the situation of the other person or other opportunity. Now, Seven of Pentacles is being clarified by the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is that learner card. It's very much about learning something new. So some of you guys, again, this could definitely have to do with the job where it requires you to maybe do some extra training. Some of you guys might be considering going back to school, taking a course, you know, in business or, you know, something like that in order to help your business thrive, or in order to get a promotion, or in order to excel, or just get a job, right? But there's definitely a sense of you guys working on something, but there's this little hold back. It feels like fear to me. It definitely feels like fear to me, but it's interesting, you know, there's a lot of talking about you guys wanting to get grounded, whether this is grounded in a relationship or grounded in a partner, in a, you know, like in a material sense. Now, you guys have Seven of Swords, Three of Swords, High Priestess, okay? So there's a lot going on mentally with you guys. Now, the Seven of Swords is actually representing who is in your environment, or what is in your environment. Again, I feel like there is, I don't want to say it's like deceptive. I don't really feel like there's, I don't feel any like major deceptive energy here if you're dealing with someone. But I feel like, again, it's almost like you guys are doing the same thing but differently. So this person might be holding back how they feel. They might not be really communicating lately. They might be distancing themselves because maybe they're feeling a little bit stressed. I'm also seeing this as someone strategizing around you. So some of you guys might be getting a beautiful actual surprise this month. I actually don't feel like it's bad. It doesn't feel like deceptive. And I know that the Seven of Swords can be like that common thief, that common cheat. But that paired with the Seven of Pentacles, you know, sevens in tarot are all about that inner questing. And I feel like there's you and another person in your space that's kind of trying to strategize what to do in the future. Now, what's clarifying that Seven of Swords is the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is that element. It's stressful. You know what I mean? It's like feeling like you've got a lot of responsibilities. You've got a lot of things you have to worry about. A lot of different things you have to pay attention to. If you are dealing with someone and they're feeling distant, I feel like they've just got a lot going on. I actually don't feel like this has to do with you. The Ace of Swords is actually at the bottom of the deck right now, and that's all about that open communication. So I feel like this is something that will work itself out. So if you're feeling like, oh my God, everything was so good and now it's going weird, don't worry. I just feel like this is an opportunity for the both of you guys to communicate. And remember, the whale talks about that communication. It's like almost like linking that compassion and that communication together in order to get to the goal, right? So I wouldn't worry about it so much. It just feels like there's some talks that need to be had. For some of you, I do feel like someone is strategizing like a surprise for you this month. So that's actually always also cool. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't feel like it's any deceptive anything going on. Even with that Devil card showing up here, that Devil card, it doesn't even feel like that's another person. That feels like that has to do with you and your stuff. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, but you also have that the High Priestess card. So I think it's really important to just trust your gut and get grounded. I think sometimes when Libra is wondering about something and we don't have the answers, we will make up all types of different scenarios in our head. And instead of doing that, it's just really a better idea this month to get grounded and to really trust your gut and to have that open communication if it's necessary, okay? Now, hopes and fears is that Three of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you guys are just worried that something is wrong, or like something's gone bad, or someone doesn't like you anymore, or that someone is starting to see someone else. And again, it feels like it's because if you are dealing with a person, they may be holding back a little bit more this month, and you are too. I just think there's other stressors that are kind of interfering. I don't necessarily feel like you are a problem or this relationship or bond is a problem. It just feels like there's a lot of overwhelm. So really be compassionate this month with people around you. And the more that you're able to be, you know, have that compassion for yourself, the better you'll be at like extending it to others, okay? Seven of Pentacles is clarifying that that Three of Swords. So again, you've got Seven of Pentacles twice. There's a big emphasis on working on the things that you are drawn to and working on the things that you care about this month. But not being forceful, But okay, so you know how sometimes we'll feel insecure about something and then we'll do this whole thing where it's like, well, I'm just not going to try it that anymore because if I don't see it from them, da da da. I think that it's important to stay who you are and stay doing what you're doing. I just feel like there's a lot of fear in your mind this month, right? A lot of, what if this doesn't work out? What if they don't like me? What if this isn't for me? What if I'm not good enough? And I don't want you guys to feel that way. Ooh, High Priestess, clarified by the Tower card. Now, a lot of people fear the Tower. Actually, like the Tower, this is when the universe comes and kind of wipes things out so that we can start fresh. Now, at the bottom of the deck right now is that Two of Cups. Ooh, and Three of Cups. Ooh, and Chariot. Again, I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is a surprise coming your way. So this could be a surprise visit from someone. Maybe if you're dealing with someone at a distance, it could also be like someone expressing their love to you in a way that they hadn't before, which is why you could be feeling like, ooh, I don't know where they stand, because maybe you hadn't heard them tell you they love you, or maybe you know, there's some big question marks. But I almost feel like you're going to be surprised with something, but I feel like this is going to be a good surprise. Yeah. It doesn't feel deceitful at all. It doesn't feel deceitful at all. But I think that this surprise, whatever it is, whether it's communication, a visit, whatever, I feel like it is going to change the trajectory of the way things are flowing in your life, but in a good way. Okay? The World. Yes. Yes. Okay. So this is going to be a good surprise. It's going to be a good surprise that definitely changes things, definitely changes your world. Now, the World card, that does talk about travel too. Again, for a lot of you guys might get a surprise visit, or if you're already expecting a visit from someone, there may be some prizes along with this visit, okay? Now, as added messages, you guys got the Fool card, Seven of Wands, and then the Queen of Swords and Five of Pentacles fell out together. So I feel like this is all very new to you guys, all very fresh. You guys are going to be required to take a risk. It's going to, like, logic can't solve all the things, right? Libra will try to think of things from all the different perspectives and kind of outweigh the outcomes to like see what the better thing is going to be. But whatever it is that's coming towards you, Libra, it's going to require that you take a risk. That's the main thing with the Fool card, because there's a lot of cards in the deck that talk about new beginnings. But what sets the Fool apart from everybody else is the risk taking, right? And the kind of marching to your own drummer. Six of Wands. This is going to be a success. So if you guys are worried about things that are kind of popping up, again, if you are just very unclear, communication maybe been a little stagnant or a little, you know, whatever, I feel like you guys don't need to worry about it. I think the best thing that you could do for this month is keep yourself emotionally and spiritually grounded, because otherwise we can change things, right, with our energy. So I think you've got actually a lot of cool things coming to you. Stand your ground, right? You guys are definitely kind of standing out above the crowd, which is really beautiful. But also with that, there may be some kind of communication that's coming in too, that's making you guys feel a little testy. Don't get defensive. Everything is actually okay. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of these moments of friction that are popping up with you, Libra, it really feels like it's more of a mental thing, right? Nine of Pentacles. I love that that's clarifying that. So if money has been an issue, if this has to do with like your career or money or whatever, I think that things are going to be definitely balancing out. Definitely take on the stance of looking at all the opportunities that you have coming your way rather than the things maybe in the past that went wrong, right? Because that could be a little bit of that too. I think it's very important that you guys are getting very clear, being very honest. Again, I feel like there's a talk that you guys are going to have some type of open communication, because if it just feels like there's too much of like this, oh, I don't know. And so instead of like staying in that I don't know energy, because what it's doing is it's making you feel like this Five of Pentacles energy of like feeling left out, feeling, you know, not valued, that type of thing. I think it's just best to definitely honestly communicate how you feel. And anybody who cares for you, anybody who's meant to be in your life, they're not going to be mad that you're having to have communication in order to be clear, right? It's always people who don't want to be bothered with whatever that have a problem with people needing to have honest communication. So let that be your guide too. If someone is kind of like giving you some pushback because you feel like you want to talk about some things, maybe not the best situation for you at this time. Ace of Wands. But I think you guys have a lot of beautiful opportunity. A lot of beautiful opportunity. I actually think this month is going to be a little spicier than you guys thought. I would just keep your head very clear and be very optimistic. Libras were very optimistic. Look, bottom of the deck, King of Swords again. So there's a lot of talk about open and honest communication and using that compassion, right? But more of like that feminine energy of the whale, more of that feminine energy of that Queen of Swords, okay? But definitely being open and honest, because you guys have your eyes set on something, and whatever that something is, it hasn't left you, but it just feels like there might be moments this month where it's not feeling as strong. And so Libra, you don't know what to do with it. So instead of creating possible scenarios in your head, have the communication. It's quite all right. Okay. Now you guys got Power of Prayer, which says, give this situation to God for uplifting and healing, and be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resources, love, and answers are awaiting your prayers. Be sure that you act upon divine guidance God gives to you in response to your prayers. Okay? Yes. So you guys getting really spiritually grounded this month is going to be very helpful, especially when you're having those moments where you're feeling lack, or you're feeling like, ooh, they don't like me, or you're feeling like, ooh, I'm not enough. It's quite all right. Okay? And then you guys got heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So again, if this is someone that you're dealing with who, you know, they're feeling distant, you're starting to question like, ooh, I don't know what's going on with this. Have that honest, open communication. You know, I think that's going to be really healthy for your relationship. And again, it feels like towards the middle to end of month, there's going to be a huge shift. So let's say you're just talking to someone, you might find yourself actually in a relationship at the end of this month. I feel like there's a beautiful surprise that's coming to you guys that may be coming out of nowhere. And I think it'll really surprise you. Tower doesn't always mean something bad. It's about setting the foundations for a new, beautiful beginning, right? And then right after that, you had followed by the Fool. So I think there's a lot to look forward to. If you're feeling stuck, communicate. Stay spiritually grounded, stay prayed up, meditated up, whatever you got to do. And I think you guys are going to be good. So again, please comment down below whether you would like a love focus or career and money focus. And I will get those out to you guys, since I was so shitty and didn't do your November readings. I love you, Libra, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.